Is this working? Okay, yes, it's working. Okay, so I never really knew, I've always heard the statement from people to never take anything for granted, because you never know when it can be taken away from you, and I've always heard this, but I never really comprehended it. And my name's Will Lambley, and it's an honor for me to be out here tonight. I just want to thank Jenna, everyone else involved with the Owasso FCA, just for giving me this opportunity. Okay, thank you guys, yeah. And I've grown up always playing sports, being involved, loving to compete, whether it's baseball, which has always been my love, basketball, or football. And I've always grown up most of my life going to Owasso, and I've always been playing, whether it's baseball in the spring, basketball, or football. I played that in like 5th and 6th grade. And I came to Christ whenever I was in the 2nd grade. And funny story about this, I actually came to Christ whenever I was actually at the public school. I was at Northeast Elementary. Now some of you might have went there, I don't know. But so I came to Christ then. I remember I just felt something tugging on my heart. And the thing I really remember about that was just after I accepted Christ, I just wanted to tell everyone. I was just so joyful, and it was just an amazing experience for me. And ever since then, I've always known about God, but I've kind of just been living like life by my own way, thinking God's on my side, And my mom always kind of had forced me to go to church, which I'm very thankful for nowadays. And so I always went to Owasso, and then 9th grade comes around. I ended up making a decision to go to Rejoice. I love Owasso, but I felt God told me to go to Rejoice, and so 9th grade year comes around, I'm playing baseball, basketball, football, and just loving everything about it, and I really met some great people at Rejoice that just, helped me with my relationship with Christ a lot, and just prepared me for something that was coming later in my life that I didn't know about, and the coaches too, they always did a thing called first things first before practice start, because they realized that what matters the most, this sport is important because it can help people, it helped bring you to Christ. And I always hear Tim Tebow say something, that if you have something in your heart you're passionate about, then go out there and do it. And so I really appreciate the coaches for always keeping the main thing, always putting Jesus first. And I played 3 sports my freshman year, just loving everything of it, just camaraderie and everything. And funny story, so there was a chapel at Rejoice, and one chapel, first off, I was the type of person that just did not want the attention or anything, really did not want to be called up for a game or anything like that. And they were playing this game where they blindfolded someone, and they all called up one person, and of course they called up me. And I was just thrilled about this, but so they called up me, and I had to find this piece of candy, and I was probably looking around the school for probably quite a bit of time. And I ended up finding a piece of candy, which I was hyped about that because it's candy and all, but but what the situation showed me is this situation right here, where I was using the blindfold, prepared me for something God was bringing into my life in a few months. And so going into my sophomore year, I was pretty stoked because in July of that year I started driving, and everyone's just pumped up when they get their license, so I was pretty stoked about that. And then I just the freedom, and my mom just started working at the Owasso 6th grade center. So this really benefited her, and just me being able to take my sister places, and with her not having to do that, and me being able to help my friends out, my younger friends, and I was one of the worst kids in my grade, so I could help some other friends out. And so going into football year, we were having a pretty successful year, and we ended up being 13-0, and then we were going into our state semifinal game, which I'm not going to discuss the result of that game. And so during that game, during the game, I noticed that the scoreboard started getting blurry, and I could see none of the scoreboard, and I was like, man, what's up with this? Aren't you supposed to be able to see the scoreboard and all? And at first I just thought, it's just easy fix, and some of my teammates started getting blurry also, and I was kind of confused, but I'm like, I'll go to the eye doctor tomorrow, it'll all get better, and everything's gonna be okay, because bad things not happen to good people, and that's kind of what I was thinking. And so I go to the eye doctor next day in Owasso, and they had no idea what was going on. No offense to them or anything, but they just had no idea what was going on. And after this, I was like, oh, it's okay. They're probably not the best. There's going to be better eye doctors in the Tulsa area. So I go throughout the Tulsa area, going from doctor to doctor, and they really don't know what was going on, but some of the doctors gave me hope. They told me this is just a temporary thing. It'll eventually get better, and so I was pretty hyped about that. And so almost every day, so the situation started, in about December, and so almost every day from there on, I was just waking up saying, man, God, my vision's getting better today, or God, I was just praying every day, man, my vision's gonna get better, and it just didn't get better, and I could no longer drive. School got a lot harder. I had to have auditory, have people read me stuff, and I couldn't really do assignments like I used to be able to. And we really didn't know what was going on, so the school load wasn't that big at the moment, because we were just trying to figure out what was going on. And so my parents decided we probably should stop messing around with the Tulsa area, and we need to find the best eye doctor in Oklahoma. So we ended up going to one of the best eye doctor clinics in the Oklahoma area, which is called D. McGee. And going into this, I was just praying, God, man, aren't you going to fix the situation? I was praying God's going to fix the situation. And so I had to skip school that day, and we were at D. McGee for about 7 hours or so, and I was just praying they were going to fix it because they're the best, so aren't they going to fix it? And so it ended up, they had no idea what was going on either. They had some guesses, saying your vision's probably not going to get better, but they really didn't know. And so after this is probably one of my hardest days. I was just in shock, thinking, man, how can this even be? Like, God, how am I going to glorify you if I barely have any vision? So to describe what my vision was like, what my vision is like right now, so I have no central vision, so I can picture objects of some of you guys up close, maybe your feet or something, and I still have a little bit of peripheral vision, so if someone was coming up to me, I would only be able to tell who they are if they said their voice, or if someone's really tall, like Jane Linsky, and or maybe really small, like some coaches we have, but yeah, this guy named Coach Bobby Joe, he's probably not here, and so I was really devastated after this, but right after I left D. McGee, when I got home, one of my good friends, Hunter Jennings, called me, and the thing about Hunter, you gotta realize is, Hunter's, man, he's one of the, he's so much different than everyone else. He's just man, just the stuff he does, he doesn't do stuff to act cool or anything. He does whatever Christ wanted to do. Man, this guy has just motivated me and been a great Christ-like example for me. And right after I got off the phone with Hunter, I was like, man, my mindset sort of changed from, God, I'm praying the situation will get better, to God, can you change me through this situation and help me impact others through this situation? And after that phone call with Hunter, I was feeling a lot better. Then I got back to school. My friends were just encouraging me. I have a great group of friends around me, teachers, coaches, and family. And so this eye condition, okay, so I ended up going back to school, and then my Coach Marley, called me into his office, and he pretty much just told me he was just praying for me. And the thing you gotta realize about Coach Marley is he cares about you a lot more as a person than anything you do on any athletic field or anything like that. And one thing I just felt led to tell Coach Marley was, since I could no longer play my favorite sport, baseball, was that no matter what, I'm still playing football. I just felt God tugging at my heart, you can still do this. A guy that's really inspired me is, you guys might or might not know who this is, Jake Olson, who's a long snapper at the University of Southern Colorado, which I really don't like him, but he's completely blind and he still went out there and long snapped, and that guy just really inspired me. And so the situation kept going on, and April came along, this was about 2 months after I went into Oklahoma City. We still had a little bit of hope it would get better, but it really just did not get better at all. And so we decided, well, our last resort, we need to find the best of the best. We need to figure out what truly is going on. That's all we need right now, just a response. And so we ended up going to D. McGee, not D. McGee, we ended up going to John Hopkins, which is in Bethesda, Maryland. And the only John Hopkins I knew at the moment was the substitute teacher we had, which is a really cool guy. But yeah, so we ended up going to John Hopkins. And going into this, I just felt so much more peace than I had in all my other appointments, just because I know, man, I never knew until this situation the power in prayer, and I just felt so much peace knowing that no matter the situation, God's got me. And sure, there's gonna be rough days, but no matter what, God's got me. And so I was there. I was only there for 2 hours. Those people over at John Hopkins were it was just incredible how good they were with that stuff. And they figured out what I had, it was called Leber's Hereditary Optic Neuropathy, which I didn't really know what that was called still until about 3 months ago, because I really wasn't paying attention. I was just paying attention to what my eyesight was like. And I don't know why, but whenever they told me that, I was just sitting over there, I was kind of just laughing. I have no idea why, I probably wasn't thinking about that. I got sidetracked pretty easily. Man, I just felt so much peace though after hearing the result, because just, man, everything that everyone had done for me, I just knew God put those people in my life for a reason. And just before the situation, all the people was put in my life. And sure, there's been some pretty tough days, but those tough days make even the good days even better. And there's definitely been some funny moments also when you can't see. People in my school have been asking me to tell this story, so I'm gonna go with the request. So in our Rejoice, we have like athletic conditioning classes, which is like workout classes. And so me and some of my friends got done with the workout class, and there was this volleyball tournament going on, and so me and some of my friends went up there, and I really can't tell what's going on at all. And I just go up there, just grab my iPad, just go up there. It's a Friday, so I'm pretty hyped. So we go up there, and it's Friday. I'm pretty hyped for the game. It's Saturday. The season had just started, so one thing I forgot to mention is I'm a huge Arkansas Razorback fan. Both my parents went there, and as my dad would say, most biased Arkansas fan you would find. And so I take my iPad up there, and then we go up there, and they're probably not paying attention or anything. And I'm on my iPad, and I just scream like, "Woo!" out of the middle of nowhere. And then what I did not know what was going on was apparently some girl slid, and I just should not have done that. So I just stood up. I don't know if everyone knew my situation since it was a tournament. So I stood up and I'm like, I'm a terrible person, I know. And so there's definitely been some funny moments, the reason I figured out what was going on was because some of my friends told me that I saw them cracking up. I'm like, what's your deal like? Make fun of the blind guy? Come on, guys. There's definitely been, through some of my bad days, God's just turned those and made those some of my best days. One example is, we played quad ball a few weeks ago, which none of you guys probably know who quad ball is. I didn't know who quad ball was until I came to Rejoice. And the day before we played quad ball, we all came in. It was a fall break, so we didn't have school. We came in to watch a movie, and after the movie, I was getting my stuff, getting ready to leave and everything, and I was grabbing my stuff. I couldn't really tell what I was grabbing, just the stuff that's around me, and ended up grabbing my friend Hunter's keys. And I didn't notice at the time, and I didn't take off this car. The only time I'm gonna take off, if you see me in a car, drive the other way, or you might end up, if you were home like next week. But so I ended up taking his keys, but I did not know this until about 30 minutes later when he called me. I was at the firehouse with my friend Stockton. He called me, and I was just eating, and then he said, "Hey, have you saw my keys?" I'm like, "Well, obviously I haven't saw your keys, but I guess I'll look for them, or feel around for them." And so I ended up looking for his keys, and Stockton ended up finding them. And then I don't know why, I just felt terrible, thinking, man, what a great friend I am, just taking my friend's keys, why not just drive off this car while I'm at it. And then he ended up getting his keys. I was just beating myself up about that over the day. And then, but the cool thing about this is God turned something, I might not have thought did great during the day into something amazing later part of the day. So we're playing quad ball, and about the end of the game, my team made a play for me called the Wild Hog, just because of how big of an Arkansas fan I am, and some people might say I'm kind of crazy at the moment, just because you can't see people. I just feel like I need to bring a little more energy to the table for the team. And so they made a play for me, and what I gotta tell you is before the play, Nate Anderson, he's probably in here somewhere, Nate, give us a yell or something. Yeah, it's right there. So Nate Anderson could have broke the state record at the moment for touchdowns, and no, he didn't do that because he cared more about his friend, and he took a knee at the 1 yard line, which is one of the most selfless acts that I've ever saw anyone do. And the next play, my team got to run a play where they just handed the ball off to me, and I was able to run the ball in the end zone. And this wasn't, the cool thing about this is it was not about me in any way. It was showing like how great the people are around me and how God has planned this for this to happen. A verse that just stuck with me from day one since this began was Jeremiah 29:11, which states, "For I know the plans I have for you, declares the Lord, plans to prosper, not to harm you, plans to give you hope and a future." This doesn't tell me like the plans I have for you if this happens. No, it tells me the plans I have for you no matter what happens. And God's given me so many opportunities through this situation that I just thought would never happen. Another great opportunity God's given me, which, man, this opportunity was just so cool for me, was this was about 2 weeks after I got back from John Hopkins. I was just sitting in my driveway with my good friend Drew Ashford, and I get a phone call, and my mom says from Arkansas. So of course, as I said earlier, big Arkansas Razorback fan, which is kind of rare in Oklahoma, but nothing's gonna change about that. And so I get a call from the Arkansas area code, and the guy on the other line says, "Hey, Will, this is Coach Chad Morris from the Arkansas Razorbacks." And my first reaction was, "Wait, are you kidding?" He's like, "I thought that was something one of my friends would do." And he just left the words of encouragement up with me and told me that they were all there for me, and I was just blown away. And I was able to go to practice 2 weeks after that, or a few weeks after that, I don't know exactly. But Coach Moore, I didn't expect Coach Morris to talk to me or anything, because as a college football coach, you're extremely busy, and especially leading up to the season. And he comes over there, talks to me for about 10 minutes, and asked me if I want to speak to the team. The fun thing about this is the night before, I was with my friends, Alex Newell, who goes to Lincoln at Joyce. We're not a huge fan of Lincoln, but I love Alex. And my friend Drew and Stockton, and they were joking with me about speaking to the team, and I was just like, yeah, that's probably not going to happen. It's a college football team and all. And Coach Morris asked me to speak to the team, and he asked me if I was nervous. I'm like, hey, Coach, one thing you got to realize, how do you be nervous when you can't see the people? And that was just an awesome experience. And one thing, the coolest thing about that experience was when I was done speaking, was Coach Morris actually quoted something that I quoted in my student council speech back in February. He quoted, "The only disability in life is a bad attitude." And then when he said this, I was just blown away. I was just, man, I just knew that was God right there. And just me saying that, and Coach Morris, man, that was just incredible. And this situation, if you were told me I went through a situation a year ago and would be up here today, I would have told you you're crazy, and there's probably more of a chance of, I don't know, Arkansas beating LSU in 2 weeks, which I still believe in, which I'm probably an idiot for saying that, but I still believe in that. And those guys at Arkansas are just incredible. Those guys, they all were just very supportive, even though the year has not went how they planned it to, or how anyone planned it to, but that's just life being an Arkansas fan at the moment. But the people around me, they haven't given me any excuse to have a bad day. My family, this situation probably hit my family the hardest out of anyone. You know, for me not being able to drive, me not being able to play the sports I like. But you know what? My family's been loved more in the situation than we ever have. So would I take the situation away? I mean, yeah, but God planned this, and it's here for a reason. So it all works for the good. And then my teachers, my coaches. I really love something that one of my coaches said that, man, this summer, as all you guys know, athletics, you guys all have summer workouts, and so, which everyone just gets hyped for. And so during one of our workouts, we were having to run our gasser, and no one's really getting that hyped up about it. So he's like, guys, like, you should treat adversity as just an opportunity to get better. So now, whenever our football team hears the word adversity, they just go insane. And we just treat adversity as another opportunity, which that really has helped me a lot. And I feel like it's really just been a God moment for me. And then my friends, man, I'm so blessed with the people around me. They don't give me one excuse to have a bad day. Every day I walk in school, always encouraging me, uplifting me. I can go on and on about these guys. It's just been incredible, the people God's put in my life, and they inspire me every day. And then my football team, they're all, even Duke Curtis, where he's at, Even Duke Curse, he's a great guy. Even Duke. They're always looking for ways to help me out, whether it's that play that we were able to run, or just in practice, always encouraging me, and either whether it's Duke or Clint on the D line, always helping me out. Because right now, the position I'm playing is nose guard. And the reason I'm playing nose guard is because that's about the only thing I can see whenever I get right next to the ball. I can see that. And what I do is just dive at the right or left guard's legs. So, they just really enjoy that. Me just diving legs all game and, getting all bruised up down there. But, my team has just been incredible. All the guys like to just go on and on about every single guy in this team. And then people God's put in my life before a situation that show me examples of how to handle adversity. One example is my grandma Patty, who's battled cancer 3 times. But the thing about her is you wouldn't know it, because every time I see her, she always has a smile on her face, and she knows that there's a bigger plan than that cancer's not going to hold her down. What's this life really about? Is this life really about just having a good time? I mean, it's good to have a good time and all, but it's more about making Christ known and getting to know Christ better. And she's just been a great inspiration to me. And so you might be here tonight, going through something, or life just might be great. I don't know, but no matter what happens, Christ has you. And for you, I hope no one here loses their vision. But for me, it took me losing my vision to gain His sight. Thank you guys for having me out, and everyone have a good night. And if anyone has any questions or anything, I'll stick around here for a few minutes, or for however long we need. Thank you guys.
All right, so thank you, Will. That was awesome. So you guys are all welcome to come back next week. We'll be back in